So it's new car, well, new to me car day. It finally happened. The Beamer went Friday, and I picked the new car up Saturday. So let's have one last look at the Beamer, say goodbye, and then we'll have a look at the new one and see what I've bought.
All these white lies got me hypnotized. Get out of my head, get into my bed, I'm broken. It's only a matter of time, shifting my paradigms. You hold me, you hurt me, I'm sinking and drowning, and I don't deserve it. Your heart is frozen, the water is rising and I'm just a drop in the ocean. Drop in the ocean. I'm Gucci, you're loving you. I'm Gucci, you're loving you.
So there we are. Say goodbye to the Beamer, and that's my new car. 2011 on a 61 plate. Range Rover Sport SDV6 HSE. I'm quite happy with it. I've got a good few videos lined up for over the next couple of weeks. Clean and protect painted wheels without damaging them. All that good stuff. Yeah, so let me know what you think. I know most people say these are unreliable cars, but I've had a P38 and that never let me down. Never had one this shape, but they're still using the same engine in this, in the new Range Rovers. Might be a few different little tweaks on it, like, but it's still the same engine. Suspension, air compressor, I can fix myself. Airbags, I can replace them myself. Did them all on the P38. I can't see they're going to be much different on this. Servicing, piss easy to service, do it all yourself. Gearbox, I might not service that myself. I might take it to my Jaguar Land Rover fella, get him to do a mega flush or whatever it's called, and service the gearbox. They say it's a lifetime seal on the gearbox and it never needs doing, but yeah, take that with a pinch of salt. The only thing on it that I don't think I'll be able to do myself, and I've even had a little look on YouTube to see if there's any videos of anyone else doing it, and there's not. So I think it's one of them things that you need it up on a ramp, or you need specialist tools, is the air lines for the air suspension. So I know that they've not gone wrong now, but with a Land Rover, especially with a Land Rover, you need to prepare for the big things to go wrong, like the air suspension, which in all fairness, if one goes, it's like half an hour, 40 minutes to change it. You'd be very, very, very unlucky for all four to go at once. It had a full service history. Half of it was main dealer Land Rover, and the other half was Land Ranger over the water. So Jaguar Land Rover specialists. Anything that I can't do on it, it will be going to a Jaguar Land Rover specialist. But like I said, I've had the P38 that never let me down, and I did most of the servicing on my own. Again, I never did the gearbox service on that, so I might have a look at a couple of other YouTubers who've got Land Rover Range Rovers and see how difficult it is to service the gearbox. Other than that, like I said, the only thing I don't think I'll be able to do, and no one's done one, not on YouTube, is if the airlines go for the air suspension. So that I'd have to go to a Jaguar Land Rover specialist if that went. There's nothing wrong with it now. touch wood. Yeah, so I could I have got a newer one? Yeah, but I prefer this shape of the Range Rover Sport. Could I have got the full size Range Rover? Yes, but if I was getting one, I don't like the new shape ones. I think they look a bit girly, unless you get the SVR. But if I'd have looked at a full size Range Rover of this age, they were all higher mileage. Plus, I don't think the full size Range Rover has aged as well as the Range Rover Sport of the same age. So I just think the Range Rover Sport looks better than the full size Range Rover of this age, around 2010, 11, 12. I just think it looks better. It's an HSE, so it's got all the bits you need. It's got cream headlining, if you can see it, yeah. Cream headlining, so it brightens the car up a bit because it's full black. Black carpets, black leather seats, black leather dash. There is one thing that I want to get done over the next couple of months, but I'm not going to do that myself because one, I can't wrap if I decide to get it wrapped, and two, I can't paint for shit. So I'll show you the one thing that I might want to get done just to finish the car's look off in a minute. Yeah, that's the only bit I'm thinking about getting done. Either get that silver strip painted black or wrapped black to match the rest of the car, because whoever's had it before me has done all the black accents, the black wheels, the black grills. It's got the autobiography grill on, and the roof's been painted black, and it's a very good job. But that's the only thing I want to get done immediately. Get that wrapped or painted in gloss black, and maybe get a blacked out SDV6 badge. So like I said, it's got full service history. It did have a little bit of damage, not crash damage obviously, but it did have a little bit of damage when I first went over to see it on, it was either Wednesday or Thursday last week. It was Thursday, yeah, because the fella who was buying me Beamer was meant to be coming over on the Thursday, and he let me down and didn't come over till the Friday. So on the front bonnet, on the passenger side, right at the front of the bonnet, there was a big chunk of paint missing, about that big. Something's hit it, chipped the paint, and it's come completely off. It had a few little scuffs on the front bumper, one above the grille, one on the main bumper. The side steps were battered, they were absolutely battered, and they were all falling to pieces. And the place I bought the car from, which was Spot Check Cars in Tarpley, over the water, when I went over to see it on Thursday, he said to me before I went over, he said it needs a few bits doing. He said they're going to get done by the weekend. He said, so if you want to come over and see it in it as it is, before it's been washed, before it's been detailed, ceramic coated and had the paintwork done, not in that order obviously, then you're more than welcome to. So went over, looked at it, and yeah, he was right. There was a big chip of paint missing off the bonnet, a couple of scuffs on the front, one above the Range Rover badge, one below the Range Rover badge, and one just below the passenger headlight. Just little scuffs. And the side steps were absolutely battered. The siding of them was all falling off. But he said he was getting all that done. So we got all the work done. Got their detailer to detail it and proper ceramic coat it. And I mean, on a sub 15 grand car, I don't know many dealers who I've had dealings with who'd go to that much effort for a sub 15 grand car. He could have sold it as it was for the price I paid for it. As is, could have just sold it with the damage, with the fucked side steps for the price I paid for it, but he didn't. He replaced the side steps, brand new side steps, colour coded the sides to the rest of the car, fixed the little blemishes, the little scuffs on the front, fixed the chip of paint missing off the bonnet, and then had it detailed and ceramic coated. So I don't know. I've bought many cars from second-hand car dealers, and Some of them have been cheapo, some of them have been a few grand, some of them have been around about the same price as this. And I don't know none of them. I've had cars that have had little bits of damage, not as bad as was on this, but little bits of damage, maybe around about the same amount of damage. And I've said to him, are you going to get that fixed? And he's gone, no, it's not worth it on a car this price, sub 15 grand. You know what I mean? But he went to town, fixed all the little blemishes, replaced the side steps with brand new ones. So, big shout out to Mike at Spot Check Cars over in Tarpley. Probably one of the best second-hand car dealers I've ever dealt with in my life. You know what I mean? Whether that was because I was paying cash for the car or not, I don't know. But, yeah. Brilliant service from them. So, there you go. That's my new car. Let me know what you think in the comments. And before anyone starts, don't start with all you've bought the most unreliable car in the world, because I haven't. If you buy a good one with good service history and you know how to do most of the servicing yourself, you're alright. But I'll catch you in a bit.